What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another live stream. This time, I'm actually kind of excited for this. We're doing another debate. We're doing a flat Earth debate, but this time it's going to be proper. This time it's going to be, well done and actually thought through. The views are going to be represented by people who can actually competently represent them. As we know, the last time that did not exactly happen. So this is the flat Earth versus I guess the round Earth, or I guess the actual question here is the Earth flat? Is flat Earth true? And I have, of course, Blind Flat Earther. You know him from the previous two debates. He will be arguing the affirmative. He will be arguing that the Earth is in fact flat. And here I have somebody that I don't think I featured on this channel before. I'm not sure what he goes by on YouTube or anything like that. So I'm just gonna say Reese. Reese is representing the negative view. He's representing the globe Earth view. And I think you'll find that the globe Earth view is going to be much better represented this time around than it was the last couple times, hence why I titled it Done Properly, because I believe it will be. So how we're going to do this is the two participants of the debate are going to make a couple opening statements. They're just going to introduce themselves, introduce their positions, and then we're going to go into open dialogue until they arrive at some kind of stalemate or a concession or whatever ends up happening, and then we're going to read off any questions that people may have in the chat. So the affirmative usually goes first in these debates, so we're going to have Sully go first, give his opening statement. So, Sully, you may do that now. Sully, what are you doing? Where is...
Does the cat got your tongue, or what's going on?
where is Sully? Where is Blind Flat Earther chat? Well, since he's not here, it appears he's having technical difficulties. I guess we're going to have Reese do his thing first. Well, I try to reach him.
Okay. So I'm Reese. That's really all I go by. I'm not very prevalent on social media, but obviously I'm arguing for the globe, as Fernando has previously stated. Just want to call out a couple things that I believe Sully is going to try to employ during this debate. First of all, Sully likes to ramble and use nonsensical jargon that he either hears from TikTok or YouTube Shorts about the flat Earth. So that's a big one he uses. It's usually he doesn't properly understand this jargon that he's using, or he heard it from someone else and just regurgitates it. Another tactic Sully likes to use is say random fallacies like strawman and appeal to population. Strawman being his favorite, he'll just kind of randomly say it in the middle of a sentence. So it could be I'm making a statement, and he could just be like strawman. So that's another thing I believe him to do, and that's probably what's going to happen. Another thing Sully likes to do is use random variables that him and his flat Earth mongoloids decide to create that have no scientific validity, and they appear to use these to try to prove a point when in fact they don't prove anything. Another one Sully likes to use is rant about the northern and southern hemisphere and how this ties into heliocentrism and geocentrism. He also likes to claim that geocentrism supports a flat Earth when in truth it does not. Most geocentric models employ a round Earth, a globe. So I'm not debating geocentrism and heliocentrism because they have nothing to do with the flat Earth. I'm simply debating Is the Earth flat? And if so, why is this? And how can we debunk the globe? If Sully can debunk the globe, I'm happy to hear him do that, and that's the main reason I'm here. I believe that's really all I have for my opening statement, so if Sully wants to go ahead, he can do his.
So I'm not sure where he is. He kind of disappeared off the map, and I've been trying to get a hold of him. Um, so I don't really know how we're gonna do this because he called me and I answered him, and he was dead silent. It's not looking good right now. Yeah, it says that Blind Flat Earther is now online. I'm trying to get a hold of him now. I don't know where he is. Let me check another place. Well, I guess while I'm trying to get a hold of him, I'm gonna state some of the rules here. Really, the only rule here is do not use personal attacks against each other. Attack the person, not the argument. Not that I think that you guys are the kind of people that are going to do that, but it has to be stated just for clarity's sake. And it is the responsibility of the participants to call out any fallacies that one or the other may make, or any leaps in logic, or anything related to the logical side of the debate. That's not moderation's job. I don't want to hear anybody complaining to me, being like, oh, this person used a fallacy, do something about it. No, it's the participant's job to handle that. Oh, there's Sully. Welcome back, Sully.
Yeah,
I guess there were some technical
I keep
difficulties
getting kicked out
there.
of the call. It's trying to piss me off.
But it seems to be resolved. So you can now, I guess, state your position, and then we're gonna go to open
I barely
dialogue,
heard.
and you guys can
I barely heard what you said. I heard like the first 15
So what I
seconds. And then I
said
got no, not what you said.
is,
I didn't hear what you said.
oh well, he basically just said that he's arguing a globe, and that he's outlining some of the tactics that he believe he'll use, and he says he's going to respond to you. So I guess
Okay, so
you're able to lay out your
from
position.
the little bit. Okay, so from a little bit I heard. Okay. Um. Yeah. So I'm just blind flat earther. You know my position, but let's start addressing some of these. So you had said that I just spew random nonsense that I hear online. I do get information, not completely.
I can't hear a word you're saying.
Wow, you're lagging, dude.
Is that why I keep getting kicked
You
out?
are. Oh, there. You're back. You're back.
Okay.
Wait. There
So
he is. Yep, he's back.
Never mind.
What are you doing, bro?
Alright. Can I be?
No.
You're lagging a little bit. Try to speak.
What's up?
Say like a long sentence.
Because it's what we observe in every single day, average life.
So I heard most of that. It sounds like it cuts you out sometimes, but I don't know. I guess keep going and we'll let you know. Yeah. Yep. If you're talking, it's not audible to us. Oh wow, it kicked him out completely. I don't know what's up with that.
Jesus.
Darkchild 404 says his internet just cut out. Yes, it did. It sounds like it. On my end, from what I can hear through watching the stream, it's lagging. Yes, it's the same thing on our end. I'm not sure what exactly is going on with him. But he is backstage, so I'm gonna add him. All right, Blind Flat Earther, you are back.
Oh my god, this is ridiculous. Okay. So to address the things he said, I'm just gonna assume that you didn't hear anything that I said. So, yeah, if you're gonna say that, I call out fallacies and you say that they're random and come out of nowhere, then it seems that you're just denying that fallacies are important and in the debate, and nobody's going to deny that. So I don't really know where you have to do that. However, we know the Earth is flat. All act and treat the Earth as if it is flat.
Here we go again.
In flight manuals, the Earth is said to be flat and stationary, or at least they say to assume it's flat and stationary Earth. So we can get into more specifics, but that's the reality of the situation. So to claim anything antithetical to that is kind of crazy to me.
Okay, we heard pretty much all of that.
Okay.
At least I did.
Yep. Does that suffice your opening statement?
Is that your
Yeah, that works.
Okay.
So you claim that the Earth is said to be flat or is shown to be flat in flight manuals, which I'm not sure if you made that up or if that's because that sounds it's pretty absurd and preposterous. It could be that the Earth is shown to be flat because they're flying and they want a concise map of it. But if you can provide concrete and specific evidence for that, I'm happy to take that into validity. You also addressed the idea that fallacies are important. I agree, they are important, but not when that is your only tool to defeat your opponent. When you sit there and go, straw man, straw man, straw man, straw man, straw man, appeal to population, appeal to population, appeal to population, and regurgitate it like it was your breakfast from this morning. Okay? But to an extent, yes, I agree that fallacies are important. But we're not really concerned about that right now. We are concerned about the truth. And that's really the only thing that I'm really concerned about right now. And if you want to respond to that, you can do that.
Okay, so to go about the flight thing, yeah, actually, like, it's admittedly like that flight manuals actually say that to assume a flat and stationary Earth. Same with firing different kind of military weapons. They all say to assume a flat and stationary Earth. Well, the globe answer to that is obviously like similar to what you said. We can treat it as if the Earth is flat because it makes math easier and blah 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 blah. So it's not necessarily an attack on the globe Earth. It's just that we act as if the Earth is flat for literally everything. So why would you claim that? Why would you claim that the Earth is round if that's the case?
Well, we have very concise, irrefutable scientific evidence claiming that the Earth is a globe, and it's been like that since the 17th century. And I'm not sure if it's you are unable to wrap your mind around that or if you need to catch up to the 17th century, but we have very concise and logical scientific evidence that the Earth is a globe, including the use of telescopes, we have the moon landing obviously occurred. We can see that the Earth is flat by watching a ship disappear. Its hull disappear under the horizon. You can stand at a lake shore or at the edge of an ocean and watch this occur, and we can discern that the Earth is indeed flat, or not flat, a globe. I'm sorry.
So
I'm sorry. Oh
so
my god, that was
first,
terrible.
first to address the telescope things, looking through a telescope and saying that you can see stars isn't exclusive to the globe. So I don't know what your argument is there, but to respond to the ships going into the horizon, do you think we can see forever? If, let's say, the Earth was flat, do you think we would be able to see forever? Are we Superman?
I'm sorry, repeat that.
I said, if you were to hypothetically grant me that the Earth is flat, do you think we'd be able to see forever? Do you think we are Superman?
Well, I don't see what that has to do with the Earth being flat.
Well, it's actually part of the answer to why ships sail and disappear over the horizon. Actually, part of it is we can't see
tell
forever.
me, why is that? Why do you believe that ships appear to disappear under the horizon?
Okay, so the reason for that is as things go into the as they go away from you, their angular size decreases, and so your better question is why is it that it disappears first? Okay, and the reason for that is because there's obstructions in the foregrounds, which in this particular scenario would be your waves. Even small waves in the foreground can block out entire ships way out in the background. So I like to use the example, if I put my hand and I put it in front of your face and you're 10 feet away, it's not going to cover up your whole face. But if I put it in front of my eyes, then it's going to completely block out everything, including your face. So what's happening there is it's obstructing your lower part of view, and you may not think that it's very apparent, but it definitely does take effect. Not to mention, you cannot see forever because there's a continuation of light, is what it's called. It means that as the light goes through the medium, it will start to dissipate. So you simply can't see forever because the medium is absorbing the light as it travels. Okay, so it's not as if the sun's light can go all the way from that ship and meet you all the way on the ground. Let's say it's 4 miles away, because that's probably about the average, or 5, 6 miles away. So it actually doesn't necessarily prove curvature. Not to mention, a lot of the times you can zoom in and bring those ships back if you have a particular camera or whatever you have. You can actually zoom in and bring those back. So if you're saying that it shows curvature, if I can actually zoom in on it and it appears again, then it doesn't show curvature at all, because if I had curvature there, it would be a physical one, which would mean that geometrically the Earth would block simply because it's curving.
So I'm not entirely sure what you said at the end of that last sentence because your net cut out again. But let me ask you this. Do you think that the human eye is more powerful, or a powerful lens that you can use to zoom in? Because that explains why you're able to do that. That has nothing to do with the Earth being flat. I can zoom in on something, and that does not prove that the Earth is flat. So I don't know why you're using that as a point,
Okay,
but it
so
doesn't make sense.
let me explain to you what the physical horizon means. Okay, so if we're on a globe, if you were to go and look at something that's so many miles away, there should be a certain amount of curvature there, and what will happen is the curvature there will actually block and obstruct your view. So it's called your geometric horizon. It's because the Earth in this scenario would be round. Okay, so if you could zoom in on it, it wouldn't do anything to put so that way you could see past the actual curvature. It would be similar to being like if you are overweight and you try and stare at your toes, your stomach may prevent you from doing that, and it's actually a very good example if you're gonna try and say this false analogy.
What are you talking about?
It's called a
What do you mean if
physical
you're overweight and you
horizon.
look at your toes, you're
Your stomach may block your feet from being visible from your eye because there's actual curvature. There's actually a physical obstruction there. That would be like your geometric and physical
what does that have
horizon,
to do with the
which
Earth
would be
being
very
flat,
similar.
though?
It's a direct refutation to the ships going over the horizon.
Okay,
If you're
so
saying that helps
you're using
support
this
your
to
globe,
explain the Earth's curvature, correct?
telling you that if you are saying that the ship is being blocked out by curvature, you can zoom in and zoom in on it. You're saying it's just a more powerful lens. Well, it should be actual physical curvature there.
What do you mean Okay, so once again, you cut out again. So I think you're having internet problems, but
I know I've been having to deal with this.
you're good. You're good.
The last hour.
But what do you mean it shouldn't matter that? Can you explain what
If
you
you're
mean by
saying
that?
the naked eye, okay, so you're saying that the naked eye is, you can tell as the ships go over the horizon without any kind of magnification that it's going away because of curvature, and it's disappearing because of curvature as the direct causation. Then why is it that when you zoom in on it, if the Earth was curved and you really were seeing the actual curve there, then why is it that you can zoom in on it and zoom past the supposed curve that you claim is why the ship goes over the horizon and disappears?
Because if I were to zoom in on it, I would be using probably a high-powered lens that is capable of performing that feat. Now, if I were to look at it with the naked eye, and obviously the eye is not a camera lens and I can't zoom in on it, it makes sense that it would appear like that to us. But if I were to use a camera, a specific high-powered camera, and zoom in, the camera is going to be significantly more powerful than the naked eye, and it would be able to zoom in further than we would be able to.
Okay, well, if you're saying that that the ship disappears over the horizon, we can see this with our naked eye, then why is it that we shouldn't be able to zoom in on it at all to bring it back if there's actually a physical horizon or physical obstruction and that's actually blocking the ship? Do you understand what a physical horizon is?
I think I do. What do you think a physical horizon is? I know you just explained it, but go ahead and explain it again.
Okay, so a physical horizon in this context would mean that the actual horizon, because of curvature, would block out things in the distance. It's similar to how you cannot see around a corner because the corner has obstruction there and you can't see past it. And zooming in on that corner wouldn't help you, regardless of how powerful the lens is, because there's actually a physical obstruction there.
So what you're doing, though, is you're denying that it makes sense that a high-powered lens would be able to see the ship in further than the naked eye, and you think that a physical horizon is going to be able to obstruct that, and it doesn't make sense if we were to use a high-powered lens and we can see further than we should be able to.
Okay, so again, I'm going to explain it again because you're clearly not understanding what I'm saying. If you're saying that with the naked eye, we can tell that the boat's going over the horizon is disappearing directly from curvature with your eye, then zooming in on it wouldn't help you because you're saying that the curvature should be detectable with your eye, and actually the boat is disappearing because your eye cannot see past curvature. Okay? Now, if the horizon is apparent, you would be able to see past it with high power lens. You will see past it because the horizon is apparent. It's not physical. There's no physical obstruction. Okay, it would be what the would predict is observed.
So you've explained this several times, but you're not answering the question that I've proposed. It's very simple. You think that it does not make sense for us to use a high-powered lens and see further than the naked eye. And you think that it doesn't make sense because, as you state, there is a physical horizon, and we should be able to we should be able to see the ship. Is that correct? Or are you going to explain what a physical horizon is 15 more times?
Well, you don't understand it clearly, so I'm going to have to keep doing this. Because if
I
you're
don't really
saying that
think
we're
we're getting
seeing the
anywhere right now,
physical
Sully.
horizon,
You've explained it several times. I think you've explained it like three
yeah,
or
it's in
four
a
times
direct.
now, and you're not answering the question I've proposed. So we can sit here for the next 30 minutes until you do that, if you want to. Or we can move on to the next point.
Sure, we can move on to the next point because you won't accept my explanation.
I've accepted your explanation. I'm asking you a very simple question that you can't seem to answer.
If the Earth is a globe and you're saying that we can see it with our naked eye, if we can see the curvature with our naked eye, then if you're zooming in on that same curvature that you're seeing with your naked eye, then yes, you would not be able to see further because the curvature is actually blocking out the visibility of the camera lens. So yes.
Okay, let's move on. So I would say the next thing I want to talk about is photos from space that we have taken. And I know a lot of you flat Earth people like to say that they are fabricated, and the government decided that they were just going to fabricate photos to cause the impression that the Earth is a globe. Question is, why would we do that? Why would governments do that? I don't understand why. And several large space agencies for just all over the world claim that the Earth is round. And why would they stage a huge fabrication to try to essentially gaslight us and make us think that the Earth is flat?
Okay, so the question why is irrelevant in this discussion because this discussion we're actually looking at evidence to support either globe or flat position. So the asking and reasoning it doesn't particularly matter, okay? But if you were to actually look at the pictures, which unfortunately neither of us can do, there's a whole bunch of abnormalities in the pictures that shouldn't be the case if the Earth is a globe. Like, let's say a continent is different sizes or whatever across pictures. If the clouds are in the exact same position in multiple pictures in a row and clouds positions fluctuate, and if the pictures are taken at completely different times, why are the clouds the same? Okay, so not only do we have that, but we also have the different colors in the actual pictures themselves. So if you want to use pictures of Earth to try and show that the Earth is spherical, why are they all? Why do they all have different things that are wrong with them, and why are they not consistent? And the only thing that is consistent about them is the clouds, which should fluctuate.
Okay, so of course there's going to be discrepancies within pictures. You think you're just going to take a picture and you get the same image every single time?
Okay, so why is it? What question? It's that pictures can be taken right at completely different.
Well,
The clouds.
his net died again.
Hold on, can I be?
You are lagging right now. I think it's cutting you out again.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, you're back.
Okay. Okay. So, why is it that the pictures are taken at completely different times, completely different years, and that's the clouds can be overlaid on top of each other, and they are all consistent, and they tend to just be copy pasting the clouds over from picture to picture. Now, obviously, we can't actually see the actual evidence, so it's kind of hard to argue this particular point. And like I said, the why doesn't particularly matter in this particular discussion. It's beyond the scope of this discussion. But you asserted several challenges against the flat Earth. So I'd like to challenge you, or challenge your globe Earth, see if it's see if it actually works. So the globe claims that your atmosphere is directly next to space, and there is no container that would stop them or dictate that the air, the oxygen, or whatever gases in the atmosphere would stay on Earth and they would not escape out into vacuum. So if we literally look at any experiment ever to actually try and replicate something similar to this, like a pop can opening, if you open a pop can, the pressure inside of the pop can and the gases will go out of the pop can as soon as the barrier is broken. So there is no barrier on an open pop can that would dictate that the high pressure gas stays inside the pop can. And once that barrier becomes removed, it doesn't stay its same at the high. This would also be true if the Earth were round and the atmosphere is adjacent to the vacuum, because there is absolutely no obstructed keeping out.
So I'm actually not even going to indulge in this question because I don't know. I haven't seen experiments that test this theory. I don't know how to answer this question. I don't have extensive knowledge in it, so I'm not going to answer it. But feel free to move on to your next point.
And talk about and I would rather that you say that you don't know how to answer it than try and make up something about it, right? So different things that you can do to kind of just replicate this on just a clear scale is like balloons actually demonstrate. So if a balloon's filled up, there's a balloon out. Okay. Well, the fluctuation, or not the fluctuation, the difference in the gas pressure from inside the balloon and outside the balloon is made way different. But the thing that is there that's making that to be so, the direct antecedent to that, is the actual balloon in and of itself. So there is one thing. Like I said, the pop can. As soon as you open the pop can, the high pressure gases go from inside the pop can and they escape outward when you open it, because the barrier is removed. So, so what do you think about Marconi's experiment in 1901, where they sent radio transmissions over 2,000 miles across the ocean, when they only telling Marconi that he couldn't send them over 200 miles?
What does that have to do with anything?
Because these are line of sight radio transmissions. So if the Earth was curved, knocked out at 200 miles. Everybody kept telling him, but he just said, "Hell, we'll try it." And so he tried it, and from the UK, I believe it was, to like Canada or something, I want to say. It's called. It was called the Marconi experiment from like 1901, I believe it was. And they said like you weren't going to be able to shoot these line of sight radio waves all the way across because the Earth's curvature would block it out. Well, they did try it, and it went all the way there, and it shouldn't have. Shouldn't have even went a tenth of the distance.
Okay, so
It actually completely destroys the concept that the Earth's curvature could actually be physical, and that
so an experiment that was
it shows
conducted in 1901 completely destroys that the Earth is a globe and just completely and utterly refutes it.
This was the first time it was done. They shoot these line of sight radio waves further even now, okay, but this was like one of the first times that they actually tried sending it farther. And like I said, the globe prediction would be that it would only shoot for 200 miles. And what reality said in the conclusion of that experiment was that the curvature did not block it out, and it went to become about 2,000 miles out. It could shoot that far.
So obviously you have to take into account the power that was behind the radio waves. Different frequencies travel different lengths. High range frequencies can travel to tens to hundreds of kilometers. So this would be like TV, radio stations, things of that nature. So I do not understand what you're trying to prove here. Obviously, the experiment, as you said, which I don't even know if it happened, or if you or one of your flat Earth influencers or whatever the hell you watch on YouTube made this up. So I'm not entirely sure if this happened, but it was conducted in 1901. So obviously, they didn't have incredibly powerful radio waves compared to what they would have now.
Welcome to Flat Earth 101. You keep going over this concept of a physical horizon, right? And you keep saying, well,
Okay, so you
it
just
doesn't
completely
matter.
moved
Well,
from what I had stated to back
no,
to the
it's
physical
directly
horizon.
related. The physical horizon is also because and if these radio waves shot past the physical horizon, then it would refute the claim that the horizon is, at least that the horizon is the global model.
Can you repeat that? Your net broke again. I heard bits and pieces of what you said, but not a majority of it.
Is he gone?
Yeah,
I think
he's
he's
out.
gone. He even left the whole stream.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. Hopefully people could still see my stream. Let's hope.
You're not done lagging, right? So should be.
Yeah, no, we're good.
Yeah, he's back. Welcome back, Sully.
All right. So what all did you about?
Never mind.
Oh, here he goes again.
Okay.
Oh no, he's back.
Give him 5 minutes.
Okay,
he'll be
I'm
out
back.
again.
I can be heard.
Yep, you can.
I know, that's what I feel like. My gosh, this stupid internet, my guy. Okay. So yeah, the radio wave is completely disproving that the physical, and as in there's a that would be blocking out the radio wave, is that the radio wave is going way beyond what curvature would dictate. So Earth has any the ball.
You once again cut out, and I didn't hear remotely anything you said.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So this means that they can't. That's
What the...
Jesus, dude.
Bro, he keeps kicking him out of the stream. What the heck? he keeps getting kicked off stream. I don't know what is happening with his connection.
I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, I don't know.
He's back. Welcome back. So,
Okay,
dude, what
so
is
you're
going
back
on?
now, so we'll see if that happens again. It probably will, but
What is going
This
on,
is
dude?
ridiculous. I have no idea, man.
I
I'll be
know.
talking, then all of a sudden the audio cuts out from your end, and I'll be like, "Shit, got to relaunch it again."
It doesn't just cut out.
Um,
It completely like distorts, breaks, and then it kicks you.
That's so stupid. No, all I notice is that
Crazy. I
your
think
audio like
I don't know.
disappears and like I don't hear anything, and I'm like, "Oh shit, got to reconnect."
Yeah,
Okay,
that sounds like it's your
can
internet
I be heard within?
causing problems.
Yeah,
Yes,
can I be
clear.
heard reasonably? Okay,
Yes.
yep,
okay.
you can be heard.
So like I said, if the horizon is physical and that's actual curvature that would be blocking out things in the distance, if you're sending a radio wave, a line of sight radio wave that cannot be blocked by anything, otherwise it would completely be blocked by anything physically there. If there's actual physical curvature there, it shouldn't be able to be shot horizontally across the earth to go for 2,000 miles. If there's physical curvature that would block it out at 200 miles.
It should, though. Do you know what the ionosphere is? So high-end radio frequencies, I'm assuming, which is a radio frequency you said they shot across the water, correct?
Yep.
So
the ionosphere would be the
radio
correct
waves
answer. Yeah.
reflect off of the ionosphere, and they come back down, which explains why it goes further than it originally did. And this happens with high-end frequencies, which a radio wave is a high-end frequency, which is probably what they were using to shoot the frequency across the water.
Yes, so that is the correct answer by the globe. Okay, so one that has an actual limitation to what kind of frequencies can actually go through it, and so if I were to find you a radio frequency that would go through the ionosphere and wouldn't actually deflect off of it, it would completely refute the globe. But regardless, and I believe there is some, I just don't have any off the top of my head.
It would, yeah, I agree. And if you are able to show me that, I'm happy to talk to you about that. But as of right now,
Yeah,
the ionosphere.
I didn't bring it
this.
with this because that wasn't the point, or that wasn't the particular point I was bringing up. So they have to account for the reasons that the radio waves go line of sight for long distances, and the distance can oh my gosh, the distances can fluctuate. So what they have to claim is that the ionosphere isn't the ionosphere's elevation fluctuates. So it will work on to my next point. So my next point is there's a measurable voltage gradient on the Earth, and now it climbs into the electrostatic force, which my opponent doesn't particularly care, and he thinks it is magic. But let me tell you, that's Richard Feynman. He won the Nobel Peace Prize for some of his work. He also has a lecture, I believe it's called like the Richard Feynman lecture of like electrostatic potential or electric potential, something like that. So on a let me start with the experiment. So the experiment that is done to show that this force exists, the experiment done is we try and make things levitate using the electrostatic force. This is the direct causation, which one refutes gravity, but that's not necessarily what my point is right now. So what we do is we take two horizontal plates, and what we do is we take a Van der Graaf generator and put and charge the top plate with a negative charge. Okay, anything put in between these two plates will levitate. This is done with multiple things, including insulators. So it's not necessarily anything that has to be be metallic. It doesn't have to solder or anything else. It doesn't have to conduct electricity or not. It still is affected by the electrostatic force. And experimentally, that's been proven. So on the Earth, the reason why that levitates is because the negative charge, instead of it being the bottom plate, it is the upper plate. On the Earth, we could replicate this, and actually it makes perfect sense on a flat Earth because your lower plate in this example would be the ground, and that is negatively charged, and the sky is positively charged. So if you but what a globe would predict is that the way that the electric force, or the electric field at least, would be it would distribute radially, which means that as it went away from the surface of the Earth, because it is curving, the the voltage would decrease significantly because horizontally it's covering more area as it went up from the surface of the Earth, if that makes sense. But what we do observe is that the way that the voltage is measured, the voltage gradient is measured, is instead of it decreasing away from the surface of the Earth, it actually increases by about 100 volts per meter. So the fact that this doesn't really fluctuate much, it does during like severe weather, but other than that, for the most part, it is consistent. That is a direct refutation to the globe because, again, it would distribute radially, which means that, again, it would dissipate away from the surface of the Earth, and whatever that that upper plate would be in this scenario for the globe, you could claim that's the ionosphere, but the ionosphere fluctuates, as we established earlier, because of the radio wave observations that I went over. We know, or at least they claim that it fluctuates. If that were the case, then the amount of the rate of change for the elevation and the rate that it goes would actually fluctuate as the ionosphere fluctuates.
So I'm going to discount remotely everything you said because what you did there is you just rambled random jargon and started rambling about your electromagnetic magic that apparently debunks gravity, which is kind of interesting to me because you said that I don't care and that I think it's magic, and then right after that rambled on about some experiment that I have never heard of that proves that things levitate using an electromagnetic force, which just sounds absolutely preposterous. And you kind of sat there and rambled, and you think it's funny, and it really is funny because what you did is you sat there and rambled for about 5 minutes, didn't actually get to a point, and just was just like the electromagnetic levitates and so I'm not sure what you were trying to get across there, but you can continue rambling if you want.
Okay, so you're denying that the electrostatic force exists, okay, and even globalists were the ones that actually came up with the force, and lectures and stuff about it. Like I said, the Nobel Peace Prize winner, Richard Feynman, has lectures about MIT. See, the way that this, you can take Van Dirac generator, put two plates, and the upper plate and put a negative charge into it. Whatever object is in between those plates will levitate. So if you're saying that if you're just going to hand wave dismiss the force as magic, why is it that the electrostatic force is exactly the causation for those things to levitate in that experiment? Reese, you got a response to that? Okay. Whoa.
Oh, he's the one liking this time. What the?
What the hell?
Bro, what is this bad luck today?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Now Reese is
Normally
the
doesn't
one
happen like
lagging.
this.
What the heck?
No, I just sit here. I'm waiting for a response, and I'm like, I'm done talking. Can people actually hear me?
Yo, it kicked him from
Ragnarok's
the
Demons is cooking.
stream.
Ragnarok's Demons is cool, chat. No, Sully, just
What?
no matches
Oh.
in the lobby.
No match.
Oh, I'm mad.
Sorry.
There's no matches.
Sorry. Sorry.
I like the match. Why can't I play Ragnarok match ever in my entire lifetime?
Ragnarok.
Ragnarok
Yep,
is
I like
wild.
Ragnarok.
Yeah.
Dernan, I think the direct causation for this is that you wanted to use StreamYard. So it's just picking and choosing who it wants to kick.
Wait. Why didn't you
Well,
just
then I
stream
guess
on
I'm censoring you.
OBS and like Discord, and then I could have just shared my screen on Discord.
He's back.
And then I could have just made it really quiet there.
Okay, can I be heard now?
Yes.
You should do that from now
Okay,
on.
apologies for that. Sully, can you repeat what you said? Because I did not hear anything you said.
Yeah. Okay. So you deny that you just handwave dismiss that the electrostatic force exists. It was actually Globers who came up with it. It wasn't flat earthers, so I don't understand what's the motive behind doing that. But there is respected people who talk about the electrostatic potential and things like that. So I don't know why you just handwave dismiss it. Like I said, there's an experiment where you can take two horizontal plates and you can take a Van de Graaff generator, negatively charge the top plate, and anything in between those two plates will levitate. They'll go towards the negative charge. It's flipping the electrostatic force onto Earth, and in that localized area, it's switching it in between the two plates, switching it from the negative being on the bottom to the negative being on the top. So the reason why things would fall on the ground is because the Earth's surface is negatively charged, and as things go to it, as things are put in between, like put on the Earth, it would be, we'll say, dropped in this example and going towards the negative charge, which would be the Earth's surface. So what this experiment is showing that the negative charge is what attracts things. So this plate would be negatively charged, and as the objects are set in between those two plates locally, the electrostatic force is switched from the negative potential being down to the negative potential being up.
So you misunderstood. So I'm not denying the existence of magnetism. I'm denying the validity that that has with a flat Earth.
Okay, so let me explain the gradient thing. So the voltage gradient on the Earth has been measured. We have balloons, and actually, when this was first measured, it was actually a surprise because what happened was they said, well, the Earth is round, so the distribution of the electric field would dissipate as it got away from the Earth's surface. Well, what they actually found was it increased, which would be exactly what you would expect with the Earth if it was flat, because it would be just like the experiment, except for obviously the negative plate would be on the bottom. And what you do see in between those two plates is that's exactly with what you notice with the Earth is that there's it fluctuates, or not if, oh my gosh, it does not fluctuate, and that the voltage potential actually increases by a particular amount, and the rate of change is consistent, and it doesn't change on the Earth, this is exactly what we experience. So it is completely contrary to what the globe would predict.
So what you do is you take magnetism and you use it to support.
What's that?
So you take magnetism and you take this experiment that was conducted and use it to support your flat Earth, because gravity wouldn't work on your flat Earth is essentially what you do. And once again, you kind of just rambled jargon. Didn't really get to a point.
Do you understand that?
Is kind of interesting to me, but do I understand what?
Do you understand that there's actually people on your own side that they don't even claim that gravity is the direct causations for things falling on the Earth? They say that the electrostatic force is the reason why things fall on a local scale, but once you start getting into a cosmological scale, they say that that's what.
Come on, get it out.
And he doesn't believe the Earth is flat. I couldn't hear what you said because your internet doing was what mine was doing.
Your internet was doing something, yeah. The only thing I heard you clearly say is, and he doesn't believe the Earth is flat.
There's a guy from MIT, okay, he's a professor there, and he talks about the electrostatic force, and he says that the reason fall on a local scale, as in what falls on the Earth, is a direct causation, but he says that on a cosmos, the electrostatics can't, like, heliocentric, that gravity is what, that's what he says, so you don't try and that the electrostatic force occurred, that I forget what the guy's name is. It's like a WL or something like that. It's like a wall.
Are you there?
Yeah.
Okay, so once again, your net cut out. I heard bits and pieces, but
Oh my gosh, this is such
yeah.
pain in the rear end.
So
how dare you, Durnan? You made
this
us
is
go on,
one guy though, compared to millions of scientists who believe that the Earth is a globe and don't use this consensus.
Wait, hold on. So you're gonna say that's. Hold on. So you're just saying that's because everybody else doesn't agree with him that makes him wrong?
That's not what I said at all.
Is that what you're trying to say?
What I said is, this is one guy who believes this that you have told me about, compared to millions of scientists who are on the contrary and do not use this consensus. I'm not saying that we just should ignore everything he says and shouldn't take it into validity. I'm saying it's more likely for me to believe millions of scientists who don't use this proposition over someone who I haven't heard of before who claims this that you told me about. And I don't even know if this actually occurred and he believed this. I would have to do some research. I'm not sure if you heard this on YouTube or whatever your Flat Earth YouTube channels that you watch. But
He's a professor at MIT, but I actually talked about two different people. One was a Nobel Peace Prize winning person by the name of Richard Feynman, and he has a whole lecture on it. I think it's called Richard Feynman Lecture on the Electrostatic Potential, or something along those lines. So, respect. They're not just like guys came out there and just started talking about something like I guess I just don't understand. Do use gravity as why they
Once again, I can't
do you
hear
would
what you're
be
saying.
how would you oh my gosh, it's ridiculous. Okay, so again, this is a professor from MIT who respected, along with Richard Feynman, a Nobel Peace Prize winning. I don't know necessarily what particular degree he has, but have lectures and stuff on this particular force. And the other with them, it's just believe that is why the upon both particular models, they think that's the direct causation because they don't dispute little g, dispute
Little g.
the amount of drop in the
So I think what you need to do right
so
now,
in other words,
before we
the 9/8
continue, is close Streamlabs and reopen it because your internet is fluctuating in and out.
Yes, it is. You should probably close it and get back up here.
What? This is like the fourth or fifth time this happened.
Yeah.
We can probably redo this debate too, if it keeps going like this.
You
Because
could also probably do a VOD where like you just like clip up the parts where like
yeah, or we could do another debate and not stream it this time and just do it on Team Talk and record it. But
Yeah, we could do all kinds of things. All right, he's back.
can I be heard now?
Yes.
This is ridiculous. Okay, so let me explain this again. Hopefully, you can actually hear me this time. So we have both a professor at MIT and Nobel Peace Prize winning Richard Feynman. They both agree and they both talk about the electrostatic potential, the electrostatic force, whatever. And the reason why you have people in the scientific community who accept gravity and they don't accept electrostatics is because they think that gravity is the direct causation of little g. Well, little g is an effect; it's not a causation. And the little g is the amount of fall, or at least the acceleration of as things fall over time. So 9.8 meters per second is what they came up with as an average. And both sides would agree. Both sides would agree, both gravity and electrostatic force would agree that little g is an accurate average of how things fall. Both people agree with the effect, they just don't agree with the causation.
once again, 2 people versus millions of scientists.
Like I just told you, they don't dispute the force, little g, that's an effect. Okay? So the difference is that those millions of scientists don't think that on the Earth things fall because of electrostatics as the direct causation. They think it's because of gravity. But they don't dispute little g, so there isn't necessarily a whole like dispute between them because it's like little g is the effect, and like I said, they only disagree with the causation. But what you're saying is that every single one of these scientists would completely disagree with these guys, even
That's
though
not what I'm
both of them
saying.
are very well.
I'm not saying every single scientist would disagree with these guys. It's not what I said at all. What I said was there's more validity in millions of scientists who remotely agree on the same thing versus 2 people who like to use this electrostatic thing to explain gravity.
Okay, so you keep trying to cling to this, and it's like it's technically a appeal to consensus, but they don't necessarily disagree all that much, like I've said like 5 times already. So again, they only disagree on the causation of the average little g that is measurable. And I don't think that they necessarily actually completely like write this theory off. They don't completely just hand wave dismiss it. But like I said, this experiment that I've repeated several times demonstrates the electrostatic force. And you like I don't understand why you're just trying to hand wave dismiss it based upon multiple scientists, because you're saying you're not hand wave dismissing it, but that's quite literally the exact thing that you're doing. You're saying, well, why should I believe these guys, who are both respected, by the way, in the scientific community, but why listen to these guys if everybody supposedly disagrees to the point where they completely contradict each other's views?
So, when did I say that I completely hand wave dismissed it? That's the
No,
first
but
thing
that's
I
what
want to know.
I'm saying. You're claiming,
I'm
and
not
I've
done.
said that. I claim.
I'm not done, Sully. You gonna interrupt me again? Okay.
No, go ahead.
Okay. So, first of all, once again, you're saying something claiming something that I didn't say. I said, I think I've dismissed a couple things you said, but I believe the one you're talking about right now was your ramble about the radio waves, correct?
This isn't necessarily about the radio waves, no.
So what are you talking about then?
I'm talking about the voltage gradient on the Earth, which is measurable, and it is not aligned with the globe prediction. It actually works perfectly with the flat Earth position, regardless if the people who came up with the electrostatic force agree with the Earth being flat or not. And I never said that you are just going to hand wave dismiss it. I said that that's what you're doing, if you want to acknowledge it or not.
The main thing that probably for the first
You're breaking. You're like completely glitched.
right.
You're still
I would
glitching.
leave and rejoin. If I was you, I'd leave and rejoin. Because it's.
Someone take a shot for each time Sully gets disconnected.
And actually, it's not Sully this time.
What's that?
It's not Sully this time. Reese got disconnected.
But Fernando,
or
remember, I'm going to
died or
remind you of
something.
this next day. We're going to use StreamYard. Yeah, no, he was trying to say something. I had no idea. I'm like, dude, you're glitching.
He's back.
And he kept talking. I'm like, dude, you're glitching.
Okay.
Back.
So we're not using
There we go.
StreamYards again. This is ridiculous. So, can I be heard?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now you
So
can, yeah.
anyway, this is ridiculous. But going back to what I can't fucking remember what you were talking about. Because while you were talking, my net was
voltage
breaking up,
gradient on the
and what the hell? You're gonna have to just reiterate.
Okay. All right, I'll do that. All right, so we have a measurable voltage gradient on the Earth. This means that the actual amount amount of volts that are measured with voltmeters will actually there's a gradient of it, so it's like it fluctuates from place to place, and it does it with altitude. So what the globe would predict again with this particular force, with the electrostatic force, that the gradient would, instead of being, it would increase as you went up, it would distribute radially, which would dictate that it would actually dissipate away from the Earth's surface, and that's not what we observe. We actually observe the exact opposite, which is what the flat Earth position would be, and what the flat Earth would expect. They actually didn't expect the results when they sent up their balloons and had the voltmeters measure it, because you can measure this force, right? So you can actually measure the electric field, right? So what they measured matched the flat Earth prediction, and it didn't match the globe prediction. They were surprised because they said it would have distributed radially. The electric field would distribute radially, and it would
Who is
decrease. The scientists that had done the experiment and shot the balloons up into the air. They let balloons out with voltage meters, and they measured the electric force.
they? Now, were these scientists or flat earthers in their backyards?
No, they were not.
Are you sure? 100% positive.
I am 100% certain. Like I said, this theory wasn't even created by flat earthers. It wasn't fabricated by flat earthers. The people who talk about this aren't flat earthers. Like I said, we have Richard Feynman. He's not a flat earther. We have the professor from MIT, not a flat earther. I would think they even know
Once
a ton
again,
about flat earth
two
existing.
people.
Those are just the people that I chose to use. So you can keep saying two people, right? But what I'm telling you is that this electric force in the electric field is measurable, and what the prediction was on a globe is that the electric field would distribute radially away from the Earth as you increased altitude, and it would dissipate as it got away from the Earth. The problem is what we observe and what they measured was that the voltage increased, that as you went along, the rate of change was consistent with the amount of volts that were increasing with the altitude. Okay. And that is what the flat Earth prediction is what they observed. The globe prediction was that as you got away from the Earth, it would distribute radially and that it would dissipate very quickly. And they're actually unexpected to get that result because they went with the pre-assumption that the Earth was a ball. And if you want to look more into this, you can look into Richard Feynman's lectures on the electrostatic potential. And like I said, that guy from MIT, the professor, talks about it as well. And those are just two people that I chose to use because they were...
Well, he's gone again. Good stuff. Probably about the 7th time this happened.
A very eventful stream right here. There he is.
Did I get
No, you're here.
disrupted? Because I could still hear you guys that time.
You're here. Most of what you said went through.
Most of it did.
Okay.
Yeah. Then you just kind of.
Okay, I could still hear. I didn't get completely kicked, but Reese, did you get that?
Sully, are you there?
Hold on. Can did you hear?
Your internet is horrendous.
Well, it sounds like you're the one that's glitching now. So
So you should be free to ramble on if
Nobody
you
heard her.
want to do that.
well, I didn't hear what your response was.
I didn't hear what you said because your net was cutting out. So I didn't give a response.
Oh, like I said, measured which can be
I'm not
measured
going to
with
hear it
voltmeters
again because
on-
you're cutting out once more.
Oh
No,
my
my end.
This is this Fernando.
He's not cutting out on my end.
It might be me then, honestly.
Fernando.
Oh,
I'm gonna
and
remind
there he
you
goes. There he goes again.
So it might be wise to
What happened?
close the browser, Sully, and reopen it and join again, and we'll see if that fixes the problem. If not, we could probably. I don't fucking know, dude. But this is a prime example as to why we should not be using Streamlabs. StreamYard, rather. I call it
It
Streamlabs.
doesn't look like Sully can Sully's internet can handle any kind of streaming software.
Apparently
Because
not.
these softwares, any
His
streaming
brain can't
software
seem
that
to
anyone
handle
uses
globe
is
software.
going to any streaming software that someone uses is going to tax your internet because it's streaming to somewhere else, and I don't think Sully's internet is built to handle that. So that's why this is
Well, I
going
think
on
he
right now.
uses a very low end modem router,
Because
which
this is
explains that.
because I always use this software and this never happens. So it looks like his internet just can't handle this.
So what we can probably do is, if he joins back and all is well, we can probably continue. We have been going for a good hour and a half, a little over. We could probably do another one at some point and record it. Won't have as many issues, but it's really up to Fernando what we're gonna do here.
So we have a couple of things we could do here. Firstly, we could see if that resolves itself. I don't think it will. I don't think his internet's built for that. But what I can do is we can just both move. All three of us, we can move to Team Talk, and then I'll screen share that. I'll have Julian stop his screen share, and then we will. I'll screen share, and then you guys should have no issue hearing each other because it sounds like Sully's internet just can't handle this kind of software, but it can handle Team Talk.
Which, yeah.
So we can do that.
Yeah, because it's both of you guys are talking. It's kind of glitching a little bit.
Yeah, I don't think your internet.
There was
I
one
I don't
fine
think your
there was
internet
one
is
fine
built to
earlier.
handle any streaming software. I don't think it's good enough for that. Because I always
I don't know,
use
if you thought
this,
there was
and
Reed,
this
so
never happens to me. This never happens to anybody else.
Also, what you could do next time is Sully has Discord. You could have the
Mickey,
desktop
what?
audio on OBS,
I don't
and then
think.
I
I
could
don't think he
screen share
wants to
on
use
Discord
Discord.
without audio.
I don't think he wants
That
to
would
use
work,
Discord.
yeah.
That would also work too.
It would work, but I wouldn't like it.
Yeah.
So I mean,
I
it's up to
remember
you.
the
We
last
could
time I tried to get you
move
on
now, or we
Discord,
can
it
stop
was-
it here.
I'm getting wrecked by a paladin. How is this possible?
Standard or wild?
Is that the OTK paladin? I think he's
Oh,
dealing.
And
so
what I
yeah,
will do
Paladin.
too is compile just everything that was actually heard and put it into a video and probably put it on YouTube. So
My
if
guy,
people
you
want to
have
watch it
8
without
gold.
the random stutters
Yeah, you can
from
send
both
it
of
to me.
us or Sully's internet just completely dying, I can do that.
Yeah. Do you want
So
to do another one later,
Well-
like in the near future?
Yeah, we
Like,
can do one
Yeah.
probably in the
Very
next few
productive
days or
because we kept
further.
having to go. Oh, damn it, we couldn't hear you.
Yeah, because this one was actually pretty good.
I can.
yeah, this one was good. It's just the fact that his internet can't do this software.
Yeah,
I don't think it can do any streaming software.
probably.
'Cause
Probably.
it's taxing on people's internet. I don't think anything can do any streaming software, honestly.
Listen, Reese was has problem the first a few of those times. So
I did.
I don't know.
Yeah, but it wasn't anywhere near as.
Yeah, I don't
prevalent.
know what the hell's going on.
It wasn't anywhere near
No,
as
it
bad
wasn't.
as you. Because
I did
this
get
never
kicked when
happens.
we were,
I
like,
use
talking
this
before we
for
actually started
every
the
stream that I
but
do.
I did actually get
And this
and had to
doesn't
come
happen.
back.
Yeah.
Well, remember we did that. We did it, and I was on my phone that time, and we did it a long time ago with Silver and Reese. But I was on my phone.
Yeah.
I think, so.
Yeah, I
Maybe it
think
wasn't that
Silver did.
It was one of the ones
The-
back in that time period. I was on my phone.
On your phone. Probably should have done it like that time.
Yeah.
I don't think it would have
Yeah.
died
Well,
if
this is a
you had done it that
different
way.
computer than what I had then. So I don't know.
Yeah. So,
Normally I would do a Q&A, but you know.
It's just Darchild rambling on and on in the chat for
What is he saying?
the Q&A. Just
probably
saying
some unintelligent
nonsense.
garble, like usual.
unintelligible nonsense. as
I kind
always.
of what he has to say. What is he saying?
If you want, I can read his chat.
Yeah, why not?
So there was one, he said, "Excuse me, what does overweight have to do with anything?" Clearly he didn't understand the point. It completely flew over his head. Even I understood it. I'm neutral.
I didn't pay attention, so I don't know what
Okay,
they were
well-
talking about. I was playing
So
the
he was
game.
making a point about physical things obstructing one's view.
Yeah, that's basically what
Clearly,
he was doing.
clearly, Darchild did not understand that, and he fails to understand most
Just
things.
because your
so-
girlfriend's overweight doesn't make everything else overweight, Silver. Don't relax.
Damn, bro.
Listen, I don't understand.
Oh.
Yeah, so to
Look.
explain it to you, Sully, he was using that basic idea to try to explain, which it
He
does.
was making. I mean, I understand these things are too complicated.
It'd be like I should have used the corner example for.
He said,
Here we
"This
go.
guy said he doesn't believe that SpaceX exists. I don't think either." So that was unintelligible. It makes no sense.
He
I
doesn't
don't think he ever
I
made a
think he
claim
meant
about
space. He doesn't believe that
SpaceX.
space exists.
Wait, you're telling me Darkchild doesn't believe in
Oh,
space?
you know what? I think he's talking about
The Darkchild says that
statement I made
Sully
about the
doesn't
different
believe in
space agencies, including
SpaceX.
NASA and SpaceX, and
And he doesn't either.
Dylan said that he doesn't
So
think
I don't
Sully
think
thinks SpaceX.
so, bro. I don't think he ever made any claims about SpaceX.
No,
The
You know what
agency.
SpaceX
I
is a
made claims
company.
about the different agencies.
SpaceX is a company.
All agreeing that the Earth is a globe. I didn't really specifically mention
But
SpaceX or
Silver
NASA or anything
is
like that.
making the point that Sully doesn't believe SpaceX exists. I don't think he ever made a claim like that.
I did not.
I never once heard him say that.
No one has. No one's made the
Nobody said that. Let me see. It's lagging once again.
And honestly, Sully,
That's what
pretty
he said.
commendable
He
job. I
said-
didn't think you were gonna do very well, but you did pretty good.
He said, "I'm pretty sure you can see around the corner." I guess he
Pretty sure you
was
can
trying to
see
help him
around
with one
the-
of his points.
What?
He said he doesn't believe in the moon landing, so he's going to say that did not happen.
Bro, what are these ramblings?
What does that have anything to do with anything at all?
Because I think Reese mentioned the moon landing once upon a time, like early on.
I did.
During the
Like,
stream.
right
yeah,
at the
he
beginning
did.
of the
He
debate
did.
in my
20
opening
minutes.
statement.
But
Yeah.
yeah, he
So I
mentioned the
think
moon
we should
landing,
talk
which he
about-
didn't even dispute, by the way.
They didn't even really dabble into the moon landing.
Well, because it wasn't a debate.
I want to
about
see
the
if he
moon
uses
landing.
the same points he used against me. No, he.
I would
didn't use
love
the
to
same
have
points
that
he
debate,
used.
though. Debate on the
He
moon
used
landing.
what he did is he used surface level arguments, and you couldn't even answer them. So I don't know why you're like having this attitude.
I don't know why you're talking.
I don't know why you're having this attitude of. Oh, I wonder if he's
I
gonna say the
wonder if
same
he's gonna use the
stuff.
same arguments
No.
with
Well, of
me,
course
bro.
he doesn't
If
believe that
He
space
has to do the easy
itself
ones.
exists. Because if space exists, the flat Earth proposition would completely fall apart.
Yeah, but that's not what he said. He said SpaceX apparently doesn't exist.
Which, yeah, no.
I want to see if he uses the same points against me. Yeah, well, he didn't, and even if he did, the difference would be that he answered them and you didn't. So I don't know why
You were
you're
having
having
a
this.
barrier and saying what to
I
solar
don't know why
eclipses.
you're having this attitude of, oh, I wonder. On my end, from like
Someone
here
make a
watching
YouTube
the
short of
stream.
that once. Solar eclipse. Part of the stream. Someone make a
No,
YouTube short.
I said I don't believe. I said he believes that space itself exists. That's not what it says right there. Read your own chat. It literally says SpaceX.
They do Braille and like X.
Literally, there's a capital X.
Oh, okay, no, never mind. He's stupid. I would assume that he actually like wrote
There's a
X
capital
for
X.
it, but why would you do a capital X? You're weird. Did he use
Alright,
dictation?
well,
and
I am going to
thought
go,
his
so
X? I don't know.
goodbye.
So, believe that space is so. Yeah, no, that's not what you said though. It literally says SpaceX on the chat.
When dictation messed up and thought is was the same as X.
Space.
So I want.
If you wanted to say space itself, there's no way that it could have done that.
I don't know.
Dictation is bad, but it's not that bad. And it would confuse itself with X.
Hey, Silver, do you have spelling the word itself?
Maybe. Probably. He needs help distinguishing fact from fiction all the time. I don't think that's out of the range of possibility.
I think you could end the stream here. It's been an hour and 30 minutes.
Probably. Wait, did Reese leave?
I think
What do you
so.
say he's gonna do? Alright, unless he has any more babble for us, I think we can end the stream. Yeah, we're probably going to clip the watchable parts of this, and we're gonna upload this as like a VOD or something.
Yeah,
And
like a 45-minute VOD or something.
yeah, I don't think the problem with this is that the interruptions were like pretty frequent, but there was a lot of content to go over. So
See, the problem with editing this is freaking gold is gonna make it all black.
we can fix that though,
Yeah.
because I can add a video track with the same length.
Mhm.
You can just like record however long of gameplay this is and just post it. I mean, I'll just post it.
I don't know if you felt like it. I could also do it if you want. Add music in there too.
I mean, yeah, I'll give you. I mean, he can give us. I think Reese is doing this. He can give us the audio track of it, and then you can just do whatever you want with it. You can add video, you can add audio, you can do whatever you want to it. Oh, he's
Yeah,
back. Welcome back, Sully.
Oh my gosh. I literally tried to get on here like another 3 times and I couldn't hear anything.
Well, I think
was
Reese is gone, so I don't
ridiculous.
think you're gonna have to worry about it. I don't think you're gonna have to worry about it because Reese is gone.
Yeah, no. Was there anything else that Silver or anybody had to say?
Oh, do you want me to
No,
go
not
back
really.
through his chats?
Fernando?
Do you want
Yeah,
me to go back through his chats?
Yeah, you want him to go back
Yeah.
and redo the chat he put? Alright.
So he says he doesn't
I heard the
believe
one
that
about SpaceX.
SpaceX exists. I don't think you ever made a claim about
There's a
SpaceX, the
company.
agency.
There's a company called
Elon Musk.
SpaceX. Yeah, it's by Elon Musk, but
I don't
what
think he ever
company
said it
actually?
on live
I don't think you
stream,
ever made a claim about it.
claiming that they were fake or
I
non-existent.
didn't know.
And then he said, "No, I said I don't think he believes that space itself exists, but that's not what you said at all. That's the problem.
You know, that's like completely different.
It's literally entirely different to what you said."
The weed's getting to him, guys.
Yeah.
He said,
Uh,
"I'm pretty sure you can see around the corner." That was in response to a point you made way early on.
Full horizon. At a fucking corner, then you're not going to see past it because there's actual physical obstruction there. Is my point. If it's,
I love how,
if you
like,
look around the corner, then yes, but that would be like
you know,
increasing your elevation above the earth if you're going to try and use that.
So I find it funny that after his 2 performances, he wants to weigh in. That's what I think is funny. That after the
I think he
2
wants to
incidents
and get smoked for round 3.
he wants to weigh in on this again. Like when when does it stop?
I would like to do this again because I kept having to say
And
my
then he
point
and then
again over
slowly
and over, and
he
he's like, "Oh,
directs
well,
this
part
at
of it
you.
cut out, so we have to redo that again." Oh my gosh, that was miserable.
So
Is there anything else?
he also directs this at you, Sully, and he asks, "Excuse me,
Like, he
what?
obviously, I'll let him
What
ask
does
questions.
overweight have to do with anything?"
Someone make the clip of my
Clearly,
funny joke.
the point that
Hold
you
on.
made flew over his head entirely. He didn't understand, as is his custom. That's just typical.
Yeah, that was
of
the
him.
first one you read.
Yeah. Do you have a response to that? Or did you already respond to that? I don't remember. And then he said he's not go. He said he doesn't believe in the moon landing, so he's going to say that didn't happen. Funny thing is, he didn't even touch that topic. It was just briefly mentioned in passing.
In the opening statement, yeah.
Oh, Sully is gone.
Oh my
Gosh,
goodness.
chat. Oh my gosh. There he is, chat.
Or maybe you could use this as a takeaway. That if you ever want to debate Sully again, here's a good benchmark to work off of.
Wait, didn't we have a debate on here that he was on the StreamYard and he was
I think he was on
fine?
Team Talk on both. Oh no, I think
No,
he had
there
one
was
a long
one.
time ago with like Blind Gamer.
There was the one that he had with Blind Gamer, and both of them were up here.
I don't know.
Both of them were up here. I remember that.
The corn in his cornfield.
It might have been. It might have been his phone.
Yeah, maybe.
He's back.
No, this is my laptop still.
Is
This is my laptop
corn
still, but
outside
no,
of your
it's not
house
just
interfering with your connection?
No, but let me ask you this: when you and Blind
Tucker
Gamer had your debate, were you on StreamYard on your phone, right?
Yeah.
Because I remember distinctly. Yeah, so next time you do it on your phone.
Yeah. Just,
Well, I don't think it's the
Next-
phone. I think it is that I'm actually having internet problems because I tested it and I tried to go
Today?
back on Team Talk. Yeah, I just tested it when like that long stretch.
Oh,
that
it's
I was
lagging on
gone.
Team Talk too.
No, it wouldn't even let me join the channel. It was bad.
Oh,
So
okay,
I think
yeah,
it's just
that
my
it's just you then. So there's no issue with the
Yeah.
software.
That's no problem. No.
Okay, so
was there
Sully, there's
anything
one
else?
more I'm gonna read off. I think you're gonna find it very funny.
Read it quick.
Okay?
Read it quick, because otherwise I might get booted.
I want to see
The ether
if
doesn't
he
like
uses
this.
the same points he used against me.
I think that was at the
No.
beginning of the stream. That's so stupid.
Okay, well, okay.
Yeah,
so
it was.
I did bring one of the same points, okay? And then I brought two completely different points that are a little bit more advanced. And one of them, I also want to make this very clear. Like, if you say that, like, I'm just rambling, it's like I'm saying things that are actually coherent. But if you don't understand it, just let me know you don't understand it. So I could try and find another way to explain it.
I mean, he already missed one of your points.
Okay. Again, it's not just me randomly going on about it. It took me a long time to actually understand it myself, right? Especially that last point. Now I obviously understand that, like, I got kicked out fucking time.
Don't worry, I'll try to edit that out in the VOD.
We're gonna
That's
upload this and we're gonna.
It's gonna shorten the debate from like 2 hours, to, like 45 minutes.
Yeah,
I
that'd be
think it'll be
ideal.
like.
Nice music.
Actually, that'll be better. Yeah. If it is shortened by that much, it'll be better anyway.
Right.
But here's the
no,
thing: is I just think it's really funny, me personally, that after his performances that he had against you, he wants to make these statements.
He has the audacity to have
really,
attitude.
really funny that just the audacity you have to have.
obviously-
The irony here is
My
crazy.
second
The
point was
irony is
leading to my third
crazy.
point because some people, the other that would be like the experiment, right? Is the ionosphere. So I made the second point just so it would lead into my third point, but I didn't really get to get into it because I kept kicked out. But yeah, I should have brought things that wouldn't be deflected by the ionosphere going over the curve's limitations.
All right, guys. Well, that was all that we had in terms of chat. We're gonna shorten this down. I think Grace is gonna shorten this down. Julian is gonna fix this, and then we're gonna put it up. And you guys will be able to watch it. It'll be smoother, better.
Watch as my internet fixes itself as soon as like 45 minutes passes after this debate. I'll be so pissed.
Ridiculous.
It was having a few
Yeah,
issues earlier, but
Sounds
I thought
like your internet was
I
just
on
not having a good day today.
Everything
well,
goes straight to
it was on
We've been
Hearthstone,
debating
right? And it was
today.
expansion day.
First it
So I
was
was
your
expecting it to
microphone,
lag, right?
and then now it's your internet.
Oh my gosh. Well, no, I think that was because I hit the button. One of the function keys, I think, turns off your microphone or mutes it. That wasn't internet,
F1.
but is it
No,
F1?
that means your
F2,
system audio.
That means your system audio. Yeah, I don't know why it would mess with your microphone in any way.
I don't know. Some laptops come with like preset function keys. Like like some of them don't do anything.
Yep.
Yeah, you have to sit and press the function key with whatever you're using. So if you just want to pull up F4,
Like
you
my
have to
old
switch
laptop
function,
came
and
with
then
4
that's it.
extra like smaller function keys at the top, and it would like adjust volume, mute your mic completely, and then open the software
I don't
for
know.
like
And every laptop, it's not this. It's
cursive
not
stuff.
consistent because I remember to have one that was like F3 and F4 would adjust your volume or something like that.
Yeah,
Okay.
mine is F11 and F12.
That's so annoying.
Well, that's all the chats we had. That basically serves as our Q&A. So unless he has any more babble for us, I think we can
I'd be willing to
finish this off.
again as my closing. I'd be willing to do that again where my screwing us over.
Do you want to do a closing, or do you want to just end this here? Because Reese isn't here right now.
No, it wouldn't. Yeah, it wouldn't be fair. Just
All right. Well, in that case, we will be back with another stream, hopefully with no internet issues. So hopefully Sully
Please
doesn't.
don't be a fully automated luxury.
listen. It was
space
partly
gay
Reese
communist,
too.
and don't be one of those.
Like twice, at most twice.
It was like 3 times. Because it glitched a few
Maybe
times.
but you're-
at most 8 times.
Quite
Sure.
kicked out.
Either way, I think this is going to be compressed down. It's going to be edited, and we're just going to do what we can. Hopefully, you guys got something out of this.
Drop a like so Fernando could get
Drop
money.
a like, so that I can afford a better software.
And donate to Sully's GoFundMe so he could get a new computer.
So that he can afford. Yeah, actually, yeah, he's
Yori.
the one that needs. He's the one that needs money for
My
new
internet,
internet that can actually handle this.
My internet does fine. Listen,
Him and his
usually
Cricket
my internet does
Wireless.
fine, and like I said, Team Talk is working.
Team Talk won't connect either, huh?
No, it won't.
No, it wouldn't.
I think it's getting
It wouldn't
better
have gone different if we did this on Team Talk.
Well,
I
I'm
would've
still
done the
gonna
same
use it
thing.
point it against you because
You literally just admitted that you can't use that against me because it would have done the same thing. Because you knew
but-
that Team Talk isn't even
but listen,
connecting. It would have been worse actually because it wouldn't have even connected. That would have been significantly
Listen.
worse.
exact same time where I couldn't connect on here either.
You could connect on here. It would just cut you off. But on TikTok, you couldn't even connect to the channel at all.
No, but that was at the exact same time that it's been going from.
Oh, regardless. That's
So
all
it
we
was on
got
the
for
C
today,
segment.
folks.